First of all, I want to thank Mike. Mike, thank you so much for all the work that you do for the Ronald McDonald House. ACN, you rock. We appreciate it more than you could possibly imagine. I'm going to talk to you for about an hour. No, wait, for just a couple of minutes. I'm going to turn it over to my friend Juan and Whitney over there. But before I got to get to work, so I got to get my gloves off here. Here, Mike, that's for you. Put that on, please. Gloves off here. Put that on, please. Gotcha, sir. All right, you in? We kind of dress alike. Awesome. Yeah, good. Round of applause for Mike Kane, please. Round of applause for Mike Kane. All right, so I have to tell you, I feel like family because I was here at this event last year and it was absolutely amazing. And you met a young kid and a mom who told their story. And you're going to hear from Whitney, who right now is staying at the Ronald McDonald House in Stanford. Yes. So please give Whitney a big round of applause. I think you're going to love this fact. I travel all around the country. I do over 250 different appearances a year, and this is by far the largest event that I do that is for Ronald McDonald House charity. So ACN, please give yourselves a great big round of applause. But I also do smaller events, and recently, I'll tell you a quick little story. I was in Milwaukee, Wisconsin at a tiny little school. Yay, Milwaukee! I was at a tiny little school in a farm community of 100 kids, the entire school, and they were donating a big old check that you can't cash, but they were donating about $150 some that they've collected all year to the Ronald McDonald House. The first thing I asked them, all sitting in the gym, all really nice, kindergarten, first grade, and second grade, I said, how many of you think, by a show of hands, that I live at the Ronald McDonald House? And they all raised their hand. At which time I informed them what the Ronald McDonald House does and what the Ronald McDonald House is. And what the Ronald McDonald House is, to me and to all of the staff and to all of the volunteers, it is all about keeping families close. You know, when I come to do this event, and I look at you, I look at ACN, and I think, Mike, ACN's a pretty big family, isn't it? And I feel like, yeah, clap for yourselves, there's no doubt. So I feel like I'm a part of the family, and when you get together with family, you give prizes away. So here's some socks. Here, ma'am, here's some socks.
Oh my gosh.
That's okay, good. Let's see. Oh, by the way, I've worn those. All right. Here's some socks for you. And let's see, right there, you. Ready? Catch. Socks for you. Awesome. All right. So on behalf of McDonald's owner-operators, on behalf of all of the staff and volunteers at Ronald McDonald House in this area, in the Bay Area, the Ronald McDonald House Charities, from the bottom of our hearts, we thank you for all of the hard work you do. Come over to the booth, we're going to hang out there for a while. Mike, thank you so much. Right now what I want you to do is I want you to give a big round of applause for my good friend. He is you're the president of everything, right?
President, I am.
This is Juan Hernandez. Give Juan a round of applause, please. Juan Hernandez from the Ronald McDonald House, Director of Development.
Thank you guys, thank you so much. So nice to see you all. Thank you for having us here. I'm Juan, I'm the Associate Director of Development, Ronald McDonald House Charities, Bay Area, Stanford, and San Francisco. I simply want to say thank you for your donations that we're going to be collecting this weekend. You will see us with tie-dye shirts. We have some socks. They're not the same socks as last year, so please, 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 come see us. Any donation makes huge difference for us. And the reason you guys are here and the reason you guys will support Ronald McDonald House is to serve many, many, many families. Last year, we served over 2,000 unique families in the Bay Area. We are technically the biggest Ronald McDonald House in the world with 134 families. So thank you guys for being here. I have a special guest, Whitney Fitzgerald, right behind me. She's going to share her story and the story of her son Dominic, who's actually in the hospital inpatient at Lucille Packard Stanford. So please help me welcome Whitney to the stage.
so much for being here and for listening to my story, and thank you in advance for supporting the Ronald McDonald House Charities Bay Area. My name is Whitney, and I'm from a small town in Oregon, just 7 hours north of here. My story starts in 2006, 13 years ago. I was pregnant and 20 years old, and the only thing I could tell you about the cardiovascular system was that it had to do with the heart. I knew that we had blue blood and red blood, and that the heart was a muscle, but if you would have told me 13 years ago that one day I would understand the parts and functions of a human heart, I would not have believed you. Today, I can stand in rounds and read medical notes and understand what they say. Words like pulmonary atresia and pleural effusion don't seem like another language. My son Dominic was born with a very complex heart disorder. While a typical heart has 2 ventricles and 4 chambers, Dominic has a single ventricle, single chamber heart. He was also born without his main pulmonary artery, and his aorta would have been plumbed onto the opposite side. In layman terms, he was born with half of his heart, and his body didn't have any way to bring the unoxygenated blood to his lungs. No oxygen equals no life. We knew Dominic would need surgery for him to survive, and we lived 4 hours away from the nearest children's hospital. That was where my relationship with the Ronald McDonald House began. He had surgery at 8 days old, and we didn't get to come home until 6 weeks later. In those first 2 years, between 4 open heart surgeries, cardiac catheterizations, and many, many clinic appointments, I lived at the Ronald McDonald House more than my own home. Our stays varied from the weekend to months, depending on the appointment. After his surgery in May of 2007, Dominic got a 4-year break. He discovered what it was like to be a kid. He developed a love for sports and music, and actually got to participate in t-ball and wrestling. We met the man that Dominic calls Dad, and he came with 2 amazing children, a brother and a sister, Torrin and Elena. Our family felt complete. In 2011, Dominic had his 5th open heart surgery, and during that surgery, he suffered from 4 strokes. He went deaf, blind, mute, and paralyzed on the right side of his body. We went from having a sick heart to a sick brain, and off to an inpatient rehab facility we went. More than 2 months spent away from home, only this time we had more to our family than just the 2 of us. But as time went on, Dominic recovered very well from his strokes. He acted like every other kid his age. He played, he went to school, he charmed, he occasionally lied. He never made his bed, but he loved really hard. Torrin and Elena still get really annoyed with him because he could outsmart them in a game of wits, but they all laugh more than anything together. However, Dominic's heart continued to fail. On March 17th of 2016, Dominic had his first appointment with the heart failure team here at Lucille Packard Children's Hospital, and we were placed on the heart transplant list. Our whole family came. For the next 3 years, Dominic had monthly appointments here at Stanford, and monthly we stayed here at the Ronald McDonald House. That is if they could have us. They run at capacity, and there were a couple times that our family had to bite the bullet and book a hotel. But as you know, $200 a night for a bed to sleep in so my child could get the medical attention he needed is kind of far-fetched. They're much more expensive than that. On March 16th of this year, we finally got the call. The call that changed our entire life. We have a donor. Our prayers had been answered. We had 2 hours to get on a plane and get here, and on March 17th, exactly 3 years later, on St. Patrick's Day, my son received his new heart.